That's a good case for design. I'm introducing this to you because Michael Behe, who's become a friend, he actually read my chapter on this issue so I could make sure I wasn't writing any checks I couldn't cash. He was great. And he actually saw something years ago that he identified as become kind of the icon of the intelligent design movement. He wrote a book called Darwin's Black Box. What he discovered in bacterial organisms is a little motor that drives the bacteria. The motor is called a flagellum. And it looks like this. In the wall of the bacteria is a motor made of 40 proteins assembled in a very specific formula, very specific pattern, which builds out this whipping tail that can stop on a dime, turn directions, and bend any way it wants. And this whipping tail is what drives bacteria. The question is, how in the world does that 40-piece protein machine ever get like that? This is a motor, a rotary motor we didn't even discover until 1978. By that time, we were making rotary engines for years. It looks just like our rotary motors. Yet we're going to ask the question, can I get this through by staying inside the room? Through some natural process of law? Or do I have to go outside the room to get this? I think we see the same 8 things. I do a whole presentation where I just talk about what these 8 things, I'm not going to do that to you. But the point is, we have at least 6 of these things. Even if you're going to say, I don't see 2 of them, fine. I think I actually are there. This is enough for me to infer design about that motor. It's kind of like this. If I was to take you out in the woods and I said, wow, we discovered this stand and a motor on it, would you say, look what the wind blows. This is a great, look what grows in these woods. No, you would know immediately this is not part of that environment because you recognize, again, that it's not natural. It's a product of design. Why? Because there are a number of attributes which you assign to this. It turns out biology is filled with molecular machines just like this. And this is why the famous atheist Richard Dawkins says it this way. He says that really biology is the study of complicated things that give the appearance of having been designed for a purpose. So even he recognizes that this is stipulated. This is what you see. And Richard Dorrit says, these are both atheists. Here's what Robert Dorrit says it this way. The apparent fit between organisms seems to suggest some higher intelligence at work, some supervisory gardener bringing harmony and color to the garden. That's the problem. So how do I explain that motor naturally? By staying in the room? Some have suggested, well, maybe it evolved from a slightly less complicated thing called a type 3 secretion system. That type 3 secretion system does look a lot like the motor, doesn't it? It is dramatically different in function. It may look like the motor, but it has nothing similar to what it actually does, the motor does. Here's the other problem. This is a 30-piece designed object. It has all the attributes of design we see in this one. The question I have is, how did this one come about? If you think we got from 0 proteins to 30 to get this, can you please show me the pathway from 0 to 30? Because remember, in biology, if evolution is true, you've got to have a 1 protein thingamajiggy that helps the organism, that survives and passes on, till then it becomes a 2 protein thingamajiggy, then a 3 protein thingamajiggy. You've got to show me a pathway, a functional pathway from 0 proteins to 30 to get this. Then you got to show me from 30 to 40 to get this. Guess what? No one can find that. And there's no remnant in the biological systems of anything along the way. Now, evolutionary biologists are more inclined to say, you know what? I can't get this from this, but this may have de-evolved into this. Because they know how hard it is to go in the other direction. It's much easier to get broken Lego pieces than to shake the Lego machine, the Lego box, and get all the pieces to come together. It's easier to break them apart. So if you're going to stay in the room by offering some form of evolution, good luck with that.